Yo, okay, so I'm back with a fridge update. Got a nice T-bone later. Got some pork chops, burgers, Ben and Jerry's, onion rings, chips, Happy Hippos. Like, yeah, literally. I know you might be thinking like, this fridge looks different. Yeah, literally the old one packed up. I know. I don't even think it was a month old, but it packed up. Now you're probably wondering like, why are you still talking while showing this fridge? And I feel like I just wanted the whole video to be dedicated to this fridge because I feel like that's where all the positive changes happen. So literally, right, I bought a fridge. I think it's got to be like a month ago, and it was hard at first, but I started eating out less. I didn't really go out drinking much. I was stayed away from women, and honestly, my mental health improved like. I was like a completely different person. Like I had my friends saying to me like, "Oh, like yeah, you seem like more responsible now. Like we've seen you change as a person over the past month." So all of this like positive changes, saving money, planning to leave the country, planning to work and all that stuff, which I'm not going to get into. Like it was good. Life was actually good. It might sound boring to a lot of yous because you're not typically out drinking, but trust me, it felt good, and you got used to it. So I went out last week, which was the first time in 6 weeks. And to be honest with you, I thought, do you know what? I've not been out for a while. It's a bank holiday. It's a Good Friday. Like I generally just want to just like go out. And I wish I never bothered, to be honest. Like looking back on it now, like I generally, all of the stuff that it's caused, I wish I just like stayed in. Like my friend even said, "Oh, don't drink," and I wish I listened to him. So I went out on Thursday and I went out on Friday. So what am I talking about Thursday? I went out Friday and I went out Saturday. And literally, I had this woman on Friday. She come up to me in the club and she was like, "Oh, yeah, you're good looking, you're attractive, rah, rah, rah." So I was talking to her for a little bit, got her number. And then I texted her the next day, which was Friday, and she was replying back every 5 minutes. I was like, "Oh, like, do you want to meet up next week?" She says, "Yeah, I can, meet up from, Thursday because she's busy the Tuesday and stuff." I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." Then I went out the Friday, the day after that. So all in all, I got 7 numbers. I think I got like 3 replies. 2 said they weren't interested, and obviously that one. And then I met her Thursday, which was like last week. Now, here's the thing I don't understand, right? Why would you waste your time, traveling an hour, meeting somebody, wasting your time, wasting their time if you're just not into it and you're just going to say at the end how you don't feel the vibe. Now, it don't make sense to me. I feel like if you meet somebody in person, you know what they look like, you very much know what they're about, what they do, etc., etc. Like I wouldn't go out on the street and approach a woman on the street and then meet her one time and say, "I'm not meeting you again." Like that is just ridiculous. Like obviously, and claiming that there's no vibes, where obviously if it's a dating app, there's, I understand it. People look different. You don't really know what someone's like on a dating app. Some people could be using filters. You don't know how their personality's like. That makes sense. So I feel like it's crazy. And because it was like my first date this whole year, with except from today, which I'm going to get onto, I was like, is this how bad it really is? Like I actually forgot how bad like women and dating in this country really, really, really is. And when I went out that last week, I felt like just everything happened at once. I got a foot injury, had a thing called peroneal fasciitis. I can't even pronounce it. And it's basically where you like bang your foot or you strain your foot and you literally can't even walk. Like it's so swollen, you feel like you're going to die. Like, I actually felt like somebody was constantly shooting me in my foot. I couldn't walk for like a week. But I thought, you know what, yeah, I'm going to try and make it on the date on Thursday because, it's hard to come by nowadays, going on a date in this country. As irresponsible and as ridiculous as it sounds, we can't afford to miss these opportunities when they come about. Like, you get an opportunity, you're grabbing that by the horns because, you might not get a date for another year. Like I said, this is the first date I've got this whole year. Had some last week, last year, and had some the year before that. So then I went out on Thursday and she's like, "Oh, I don't really feel the vibe." Now, here's the thing. I didn't like her, really. But it was more the principle of like, shit, is this what it really, really, really is now? Like, every single time you're going to go on a date, it's either going to be somebody passing time or somebody using you or somebody claiming they don't feel the vibe. And it's like, this is exactly why I stopped going out, I stopped drinking, I changed my life to get away from all of this. Like, this is exactly why I used to do my weekly food shopping, have a takeaway once a week, literally go out on the electric bike. I'd done it to get away from all of this drinking, this women, this negativity, because at the end of the day, it is a negative. As much as people want to sugarcoat, like, you know, oh, it's dating or it's life, it is a negative. And one thing that you learn in life is that you want to stay away from negativity. You know, drinking is negative. You know, dating as a man is negative. Why do it? You know what I'm trying to say? So that, like, and then when I went out drinking, I found it was very hard to go back into the lifestyle of eating in, you know, not getting takeaways and not feeling depressed. Like, it took discipline, because when you're doing this stuff to begin with, you have to be very disciplined, and you get disciplined for about 4 days and then you're used to it. Once you go on a downward spiral with alcohol and women, it's like you're building yourself up to get knocked back down again. Still dedicated to the fridge. Then I said, fuck this, I'm not doing this again. Literally next week I am booking a holiday and I'm getting out of this country, literally. And that's what I said. But on that Thursday, where that woman wasted my time and she claimed that she couldn't feel the vibe, I thought, do you know what, yeah, I'm just going to send it, approach. I'm going to make this day my last day. And then that is me done. And anytime I go out in the future drinking, it will just be go out and to have a drink. Which, I forgot to mention, you know when people say, oh, like, you go out to have fun anyways, you go out and you drink to have fun anyways. But here's the thing, it's not even fun anymore. Like, period. Like, a year ago, you could go out and drink and be like, oh, okay, well, I had fun regardless of who I met. I feel like it generally isn't even fun anymore. Don't know if it's because I'm getting old or whatever, but I generally don't feel like it's even fun anymore. So, but obviously in the future, if it's a bank holiday, I will go out and I will drink because I want to have a drink. And, you know, if you approach people and they say they've got a boyfriend, it's going to happen, you know, but, you know, you don't expect anything anyways. But I'm not going to lie, yesterday, you know, last week, it wound me up. And you know what, it takes a lot to wind me up. And it's even more of a reason to give up dating in these westernized countries. So, on that Thursday, I got 3 numbers. And one replied, but she was being a bit like, oh, interested, not interested. And I was like, okay. I was texting her last night. She's telling me how she's got this nice hotel. I was like, oh, do you want me to come over? Or do you want to come here? Etc. Then she stopped replying. Then she messaged me today saying, oh, do you want to meet up? I was like, oh, I'm shocked, because she was literally the last straw, and I'm done. I'm going back to my normal life, eating in, not doing any of this drinking anymore, not speaking to women anymore, because it's all negative. So I was like, okay, I'll meet you. So with her, you know, there was a vibe, which there would always be a vibe, because I know how to speak to people. I know how to conduct myself in an ordinary manner. You know, I've got friends. Funny enough, I've got like a friend that wants to meet me today. I go out, I make all these friends. I know my vibe. I know I'm a likable person, but, you know, they want to use, they can't feel a vibe as an excuse, and then whatever. So I was vibing with this woman in Birmingham. Now, tell you the truth, because that's where she was from, Birmingham. The one I met today, she messaged me today saying she wanted to meet. So I was like, okay, I'll meet you. This is the second date in a week. I was like, okay, you know, 2 dates in a week in London. You know, it's crazy. It's pretty hard in the Western world, especially London. So we met, right? And I'm not going to rate her looks, but she was pretty below average. That didn't make me want to leave and say, okay, you're not my type, rare. I stayed with her, we had a few drinks and that. But I noticed she didn't want to put her hand in her pocket. So I was like, wait, hold on a minute. You want me to keep buying drinks? I was thinking in my head, you want me to, buy you food. She wanted me to buy you food, her food, only for her to meet her friend at 3 p.m. and go back to fucking Birmingham the next day. I am done. But what she actually said was like, oh yeah, there was a vibe between us, because we did have a good laugh. Like, we had a good old laugh. Like, we was chatting for ages, and that's how I know I can vibe with people, and there's nothing wrong with my vibe, and I know exactly what I'm saying. These past few weeks have been literally hell, and I actually said to myself, you know what? Saturday is a new week. I class Saturday as a new week because I'd always do my food shopping Saturday, and I'd always get a takeaway Saturday. This week, we're going back to eating in. We're staying away from women. We're staying away from drinking. and we're leaving this country. And I'm sticking to it, you know. I'm booking a holiday next week, and that is literally me done. I'm tired of this time and time again. I'm not dealing with it anymore, and I shouldn't have to deal with it anymore. You know, I was actually at my stablest when I wasn't drinking, I wasn't speaking to women, I was doing my own thing. Doing you, essentially. That's when I felt like I was actually the most stable. But as soon as I drank again and had to deal with women again, I feel like you're going back down. You're actually going down now. You're going backwards. That's what it actually feels like. Similar to when I went to the gym 2 years ago. I stopped going to the gym one day. I was like, fuck it, let me go out drinking. And I used to do it a lot when I was traveling, but obviously when I was traveling, I was excited to travel, so I didn't have time to just sit in and be depressed. I remember I literally went out drinking once and I quit the whole gym. I didn't do it again. So it's like when you take these when you go down these bad paths in life, it's very hard to pick yourself up again. And yeah, I mean, people say not all women are the same and whatever, but it's one of them cases where I believe it when I see it. I mean, I did not give up dating for 5 weeks because I thought I'm wrong and maybe women are not actually the same. I was that determined and I was that sure. I gave up. And obviously I gave up the drinking and that. And yeah, just going to go back to this lifestyle now. Because it's crazy. I'm not doing it anymore. Fuck this. Same women, same attitude, same excuses. But what makes me laugh, shit, I forgot to add this bit to the end, because that would have annoyed me, is that these same women will claim that they can't find a normal guy. I don't like using nice guy, because there's so many subreddits on Reddit, like, taking the piss out of it and, like, mocking people that claim they're a nice guy. These women will literally sit there and moan and whinge and moan and whinge and complain that I can't find a normal guy. Where's the normal guys gone? I always seem to stumble across these dickheads, but then whenever a normal guy comes over them and approaches them, they either pretend they've got a boyfriend or they don't feel the vibe or all these excuses under the sun to tear these nice guys away. They're tearing them away. Yet they claim they can't find a nice guy. The normal guy. Sorry, that slipped out. They complain they can't find normal guys. Yet they don't really want a normal guy, because if they really wanted a normal guy, they would have gave a normal guy a chance. And I'm at the stage now, and I'm at the age now where I feel like I'm just done trying to figure this shit out. Like, I'm actually done trying to figure out their minds. They're obviously all the same, and that's it. I'm giving up. I don't need to talk about it. I'm not one of these people that's going to sit there and argue about it and say I'm right and you're wrong. I'm just going to give up. And I think that's more powerful than being sat there arguing with somebody that's got a different opinion with you all day, every day, is just giving up. But yeah, after that Thursday, last week, I was like, that is me done. And then obviously this woman wanted to meet me today, which I've just come back from, and I was like, I am finito. I think that means finish in Italy. Maybe. It sounds very Italian, but I don't know. But anyways, yeah. Done with all of that negativity now. The women, the drinking and all of that. I'm going to be cooking a lovely T-bone steak later with some mushrooms and some onion rings, which you're going to see them cooking a fry. It is going to be a banger. So I marinated it a couple hours. I'm going to cook it in a bit. So yeah. Cooking video coming later, and I'm literally not back on YouTube just for today. I thought, fuck it, let's do like a Saturday vlog. Jesus Christ, the time's going so fast, I don't even know what day it is, but yeah, that's a little fridge vlog update thing. Be back later with a cooking video. It's gonna be lovely. Got the proper butter this time. Yeah, so that's it.